when Paris Hilton went to jail. A celebrity jail scandal. The drama, the headlines, the outfits. I mean, apart from death, there's really no better day for a celebrity. Really. And the same can definitely be said for Paris Hilton's infamous 23-day stint at the Century Regional Detention Facility. From International Women of Desire to LA County's Most Wanted, Paris' time in jail was certainly an unexpected turn of events. One that was filled with twists and surprises for both inmate and justice-demanding public. This is the story of how Paris Hilton went to jail. Although she would eventually be booked into jail on the 3rd of June 2007, the story of how Paris got there starts on an early September night in 2006 at midnight. Paris, who had been driving her $500,000 silver Mercedes-Benz SLR in Hollywood, was arrested by the LAPD on the 7th of September for driving erratically and was charged with driving under the influence with a blood alcohol content of 0.08%, the minimum to get arrested. Here's a video from 2007 that supposedly shows the scene of arrest. She was briefly handcuffed and was released at 3 a.m. on her own recognizance, driven home by her publicist Elliot Mintz, who told the press after bringing Paris home,
Paris got up at around 3 o'clock this morning to shoot a music video, her second day of shooting a video. She had not had anything to eat all day. She had one drink.
What was the breathalyzer reading?
The very absolute lowest reading that you could possibly get to warrant being taken in.
Which is?
A month later, Paris' driver's license was suspended, and on the 22nd of January 2007, she pleaded no contest to a reckless driving charge. Her sentence? 36 months probation and a $1,500 fine. She was also ordered to attend an alcohol education program, and her driver's license was suspended for a further 4 months. However, that wouldn't stop Paris. On the 27th of February 2007, she was caught driving at 70 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone without headlights at night with a suspended license. She tried to talk her way out of it and claimed she didn't know she wasn't allowed to drive, but of course the police didn't believe her and they impounded her $190,000 blue Bentley Continental GTC on the spot, also forcing her to sign an agreement that she was not permitted to drive. Prosecutors the next day charged that this infraction and Paris' failure to enroll in a court-ordered alcohol education program violated her sentence, and they asked a judge to revoke her probation. The court date was set. Court. On the 4th of May 2007, Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Michael Sawyer sentenced a shocked and tearful Paris Hilton to 45 days in jail, ruling that she violated her probation by knowingly driving on a suspended license. Taking the witness stand in her own defense, the Simple Life star testified that she was unaware her driving privileges had been completely suspended and thought she could still drive for work purposes, an alibi which completely fell apart when the judge was shown a notice Paris had received and signed during another traffic stop in January. As Paris wept in her seat, her mother, Kathy Hilton, yelled at the prosecutor, "You're pathetic," as the packed courtroom cleared. Paris' final statement? "I did what I was told. I would never drive just because I want to. I follow the law and I respect the law. From now on, I want to pay complete attention to everything," she said. "I just want to say I'm sorry. Probation is revoked. 45 days in jail." jail. Paris originally planned to appeal the sentence, supporting an online petition created the next day by her friend Joshua Morales, asking California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger for a pardon from her sentence. The petition read, "We, the American public who support Paris, are shocked, dismayed, and appalled by how Paris has been the person to be used as an example that drunk driving is wrong. We do not support drunk driving or DUI charges. Paris should have been sober, but she shouldn't go to jail either. She provides hope for young people all over the US and the world. She provides beauty and excitement to most of our otherwise mundane lives." Well, it didn't work. Paris changed legal teams and was now represented by Richard Hutton, a lawyer specialized in drink driving cases. She also put out a statement that she absolutely realized how serious driving under the influence is. "I could not live with myself if anyone was injured or killed while I was driving while impaired. Clearly no one should, no matter how slightly. I am ready to face the consequences of violating probation. No one is above the law. I surely am not. I do not expect to be treated better than anyone else who violated probation. However, my hope is that I will not be treated worse." Paris was supposed to begin her sentence on the 5th of June 2007, but entered the Century Regional Detention Facility 2 days early, after attending the MTV Movie Awards on the 3rd of June. After sharing her thoughts on the red carpet about how she was feeling on her upcoming sentence.
Welcome, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm obviously a little scared right now.
Yeah, it's a couple of days before you're headed off to jail, and you're here at the Movie Awards. Thank you for coming, by the way.
Of course.
I think it's pretty courageous of you to face this crowd, but how are you feeling?
I'm scared, but I'm being strong, and I'm ready to face my sentence, and I hope that this can be an example to other young people and the decisions they make and use it as something positive.
And then getting dragged by Sarah Silverman during the ceremony.
Paris Hilton is going to jail. I heard that to make her feel like more comfortable in prison, the guards are gonna paint the bars to look like penises. I just worry that she's gonna break her teeth on those things.
Paris skipped the after parties, evaded the press, and went to jail. The Los Angeles County Sheriff reported to press that Paris was likely to spend about 23 days in a special needs housing unit and would be separated from the general inmate population in a unit that contains 12 two-person cells reserved for police officers, public officials, celebrities, and other high-profile inmates. Like everyone else in the 2,200 inmate facility, Hilton would get at least an hour outside her cell each day to shower, watch television, participate in outdoor recreation, or talk on the telephone. However, it wouldn't even last that long. On the 7th of June, the sheriff signed an order resentencing Paris to 40 days of home confinement with an electric monitoring device due to an unspecified medical condition. He said he couldn't reveal the exact nature of her condition because of confidentiality issues, but characterized her problems as psychological. Paris would later state that she was suffering from panic attacks and anxiety. The mishandled move to release Paris early led to widespread claims she was receiving special treatment, and the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors later launched an investigation into the case. As soon as Paris' original judge heard about the resentencing, he summoned her to reappear in court the following morning, since her original sentence specified imprisonment. No work furlough, no work release, no electronic monitoring. Paris had asked to appear via teleconference, but the judge ordered deputies to pick her up at her house in the Hollywood Hills and bring her in, which gave us these amazing photos. The judge rejected Paris' attorney briefing on her medical condition and sentenced her back to jail to serve the original 45-day sentence. When she heard the decision, Paris shouted, "It's not right, Mom," and asked to hug her mother. The Los Angeles City Attorney issued the following statement to TMZ in response to Paris being sent back to jail. This decision sends the message that no individual, no matter how wealthy or powerful, is above the law. Today, justice was served. Jail. Again. Paris was then moved to the medical wing of the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in LA, then returned to the Century Regional Detention Facility on the 13th of June. After a few days of further reflection, Paris gave her one and only phone jail interview to Ryan Seacrest, showing that jail was actually an enlightening experience. At first, I went through so many emotions, anger, upset that all of this happened. It's the learning experience I'm going to grow from. Just being away from everything, the craziness, the paparazzi. I've had a lot of alone time to think and read and write. Even though it's been horrible and really hard, I think that God makes everything happen for a reason. And this is my time to figure out what my purpose is in life. I've really grown from it. She also admitted that perhaps life had started to get a little out of hand and that maybe it was time for a change. I just feel my life was going really fast and there are so many people that look up to you and the craziness of it all, sort of living in a superficial world. Now that I've been here and I've been seeing life through different eyes, just getting letters from around the world, I have a lot of compassion for things that are going on around me that are so much more important than things I ever thought about. And even locked up behind bars, Paris still felt the love and compassion from her fans, as her jailhouse fan mail was said to total 5,000 letters. Here's one response she sent back, published by E! I read your letter and just wanted to thank you for your kind words of love and support. The fact that you took time out of your day to write to me truly means the world, especially at such a difficult and scary time in my life. But I am being strong and trying to make the best out of the situation, and the letters I'm receiving really do put a smile on my face as I sit here in my cell, sad and alone. Again, thank you so much, and may God bless you and your family. Love always, Paris Hilton. XOXO. Freedom. On the 26th of June, Paris was released from jail. Looking jubilous, joyous, and ready to take on the world, the blonde was back. 2 days later, she would give her first post-jail interview to CNN's Larry King, sharing that although she was ready to start a new chapter, she fully believed that she had been unfairly punished.
Why do any interview? Why come out and talk?
I just want to let people know what I went through.
You think it is time to let that happen?
Yeah, I've been through a lot, and it was a pretty traumatic experience, something I really have grown from. And when I heard that you asked me to be on the show, I was excited.
She also denied ever taking drugs.
Attention deficit disorder?
Yes.
Have you ever been addicted to drugs?
No.
Taken drugs?
No.
Never taken drugs?
Mm-mm.
Well, the same day that Paris denied her drug use on live TV, the Smoking Gun, a memorabilia of Y2K Internet, posted a 7-part expose that showed Paris actually very much loved her drugs. However, it didn't matter anymore. Paris was changed and her wild years of partying, drugs, and being a bitch were behind her. Well, mostly. Less than 24 hours after her CNN interview, Paris touched down in Maui for some real R&R, after spending the rest of the year rejuvenating her inner spirit, which wasn't helped by David Letterman, who would not let her jail era go in an interview in October.
New York City is exciting, though, isn't it?
I was born here, yeah.
Yeah, good for you. How'd you like being in jail?
Paris was back again in 2008, making her return to reality TV with her MTV show Paris Hilton's My New BFF, which you can learn all about in this video. As we all know, Paris would go on to reinvent herself as an astute businesswoman, an iconic DJ, internationally renowned chef, and fervent social justice campaigner. Although she was booked again in 2010, but a little bag of coke that fell out of her purse while her boyfriend was being stopped for a DUI, that's like actually hot, and had to complete 200 hours of community service, Paris has never returned to the jailhouse, and it looks like she never will. Free? forever. This is Paris.
When